You can tighten it now.
All right, tighten it.
Tighten it small.
Good.
No, tighter. There you go. Yeah. Hold it.
I can't hold it that good the way you want it.
Well, try.
Sorry. Now, if you want it,
That feels looser than what you just had.
I just
Okay.
better.
It's gonna have to do.
I can't get any better. What is going on, guys? Welcome to today's episode. I see people already starting off in the comments. Welcome to the Ropp Report. And why the Carolina Panthers selected Xavier Legette last night. It was crazy. I was live watching it. Oh my God. Mad chatter. It's only one. There's only one. There's only one mad chatter. All right. Just like there's only one mad chatter. Zach comes in with the $1 dono. Zach, thank you so much for joining last night. Zach was in there cooking it up, man. I mean, just whipping it up. He was just whipping it up with just coming in, and he was just sitting there telling me, he's like, Clay, they're taking this. They're taking this. And I'm like, Jesus, man, you're getting it before I am. And then I was like, I got to start hopping in there. So, Zach, thank you so much for doing so. Hey, now Cooper DeJean's, I wouldn't say he's overrated. He's like a Kyle Hamilton. Go look at his tape. All right. Go look at his tape. So the Panthers traded up, selected Xavier Legette for the 32nd overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Now, apparently, the pipeline between these two teams go both ways, right? This time, this one even included draft picks, obviously. Cage. Get in your cage. If you're gonna sit there and watch, cage. Go. Now apparently, damn, so many comments coming on early. What's good, my Horry County brother? We see who wears the pants in your family. There ain't no line, man. There ain't no line there, brother. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. 17 people watch on YouTube, four people watch it on Twitter. So we ended the day draft acquiring the 32nd pick and the 200th overall pick from Buffalo in exchange for the 33rd and 141st picks. So guess what? They kept their promise, selected Xavier Legette. Now Legette had met with the Panthers several times, more than what came out. I mean, it's at least, it adds up to being a crazy amount. They had told him he would be their choice. He was available with the original 33rd overall selection. Well, I just have him as the thumbnail A now. So I'm not saying to take Cooper DeJean, man. He's just on the thumbnail. I don't want Cooper DeJean either. I just have him on the thumbnail. Okay? I think that's the reason why you're saying that, because you saw my thumbnail for tonight's live stream. I just used him as the thumbnail. Okay? Just for an example. Thumbnails are thumbnails. They're all for fun and everything. All right. Sometimes it's clickbait shit. Everybody does their thumbnails for clickbait shit. They do. But I just put it up there because I was just like, I'll just put Cooper DeJean on there. It wasn't real. I didn't really care who I put on there. But anyways, but they actually kept their promise with Xavier Legette. It turns out that he was right when John Crumpler said that the relationship, when he interviewed with John Crumpler, if you remember, he basically said that the relationship was growing with the Panthers. He hopes he can make it to the second round, and they'll keep telling him that they will take him and sit in at 33. So it turns out that he was right, although It was one spot earlier, and the Panthers clearly impressed were impressed with Legette's skills and are hoping he can make a significant contribution to our team. Now, Xavier Legette also came out and said that he was going to be he had a good feeling that they were going to draft him. And when he was asked how he felt leading up to the announcement, he said he didn't know what to expect and just basically was saying he was waiting to hear his name. And then once they called said that he called him and told him that they were trading up for him, there was a lot of joy. Obviously, he said there was a lot of joy inside. And so, good Lord. Thought I was going to sneeze. But, Legette's here. And Dave Canales comes out and basically was excited about the news, came out and said that he was, the guy couldn't stop smiling. He was smiling from ear to ear, eyes wide open, like he snorted an 8-ball. And he even admitted loving the fact that he got Xavier Legette. I will say this, even when Dave Canales came out and said that what he said about Legette at yesterday's press conference, I would say don't get too excited, guys, because here's the reason why. Canales even made it clear that Legette still has a lot to work to do. He needs to learn the team system, figure out how he fits in both the passing and the run game. Canales did mention that Legette's versatility is a huge asset as he can run. He's got the high point of the ball and he can even carry it if needed. So Canales also explained that the tactic was several other prospects to gauge those thoughts, but now that they've got Legette, they're excited to see what he can bring to this offense. And Dan Morgan came out and explained why. Morgan might not be playing linebacker anymore, but he still got some aggressive spirit. I'll say that. He knew that Legette was the right pick for the Panthers. And here's another thing. In fact, on top of that, Morgan was so confident he wanted to make sure that they got their guy. And even if it meant trading up just one spot to get him. And then the trade was made with the Buffalo Bills. And the reason why they went to get it is because they want to secure his 5th-year option for Legette, giving them some flexibility in the future. But why did Morgan and his team feel so strongly about Legette? Well, to me, it's that he's big, strong, physical. He's got great ability to attack the ball in the air, run with after the catch. Plus, he's got some serious upside, which to me makes him a top target for the Panthers. And Morgan explained that some of the other wide receivers were taken, including Brian Thomas and Xavier Worthy, and they knew that they had to make a move to get the guy they wanted, and they didn't want to take any chances and miss out on Legette, who had their sights set on from the start. I think the biggest takeaways from this trade for me was why the thing is why did they make the trade? Why did they want Legette so bad? Well, to me, it turns out Legette is the quite the catch. And me personally, the frame, the wide range of skill set, explosive ball carrier, can climb the ladder, even has the chops to block at the high level. Plus, he's versatile and he can be used in different ways, like a receiver, rushing threat, like I was just mentioning earlier. Obviously the post pick press conference, Morgan and Canales made it clear they wanted to go up and get this guy. They got the player who can add a completely fresh dynamic element to this offense, and Bryce Young. And to me now, Bryce Young has no excuses, especially if they go out and get a center and they add more weapons to this offense. I think it's boom or bust for Bryce Young now. I'm sorry. Whether you believe that or not, I think it's boom or bust for Bryce Young. I'm going to talk more about that as well. I'm definitely going to be talking more about that as well. Okay. Guys, as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. 36 people watching. 36 people watching, only 15 likes. Make sure you pound the like button. I'm going to put a poll up. I'm kind of interested to see, based off the chat and the people watching, A total of, we got 37 watching on YouTube, 2 people watching on Twitter. I'm going to put a poll up. Yes or no? Start the poll. I'm kind of curious to see what this poll looks like for you guys. Marcos Cash comes in with a 1 month membership. Appreciate you, Marcos. That goes a long way. Much appreciated. The grind doesn't stop here. XL is wearing 17 this season. Nice, as he should. So some other takeaways to me was, Morgan noted that the key difference between 32 and 33 is the 5th-year option. So obviously that wouldn't have had an extra year of control if they didn't make the trade. And they couldn't come in and it can't come in handy in the future, especially if the recent developments in this receiver market, and he goes out there and balls out for the next, 2-3 years down the line. And another thing is that Legette also has some juice on special teams. Got impressive speed, return skills. And the Panthers decide to put him on the return duties. That could open up a roster spot for the starting rusher of the future who could be drafted tonight, right? By the way, if we do go running back, I hope it's Trey Benson. We go tight end. Either Jadavion Sanders or Ben Sinnott. And if we go center, give me I still take is JPJ still on the board? Do we know that? According to PFF, they're rejected to take Cooper DeJean. Yeah, I saw that. And Max Melton at 65. That's insane. Love the pick. We need the weapon for sure. JPJ still on the board. So for me, center, it's between JPJ or that's it. Don't get Zach Frazier. Short arm. He'll fit in the center position. I just think that either JPJ or Cedric Van Pran fits our scheme so much better. I think those guys fit the scheme so much better. Another thing is now we got to think about what does this mean for Jonathan Mingo. I mean, the receiver, the Panthers drafted him last year, and he may not even get a chance to touch the ball this year, which he didn't touch the ball much last year, so it doesn't make a difference. He's got to be feeling some heat. Mingo struggled in his rookie year. He only got open 25% of the time based off first read routes, and he was like the first read route runner. So that leaves a lot of doubts about his game and the door open for Legette. But I think Mingo sitting down might be good because I think Mingo could be very good after Thielen leaves if they move Mingo to the slot. I think he could fill that role very well. But with Johnson and Thielen already set to get theirs, I mean, Leggett's could be very well leave Mingo as the 4th option at best. So, another thing is if we look at this thing, if we look at this thing as a whole, right? If we look at this value of the trade up for Xavier Legette as a whole, right? The Panthers gave up 33 and 141 in exchange for 32 and 200. Now we have a pick in every single round. So that's one thing. And many fans were upset with the trade, but if we take a closer look at this and we look at the numbers and see if it's really that bad, okay? So let me see if I can pull up. I'm trying to see if I can pull up a chart here. Try to see if I can find the value as a whole. There's a chart out there I saw, but I might not be able to find it. I mean, if we're looking at this thing from a whole, I can't find that chart, but I'll have to look it up later. We need 6 guys: XL, Mingo, DJ, ISMT, and a rookie. I mean, that is your rookie. You got Deontay Johnson too, double OK, and you're forgetting about Deontay Johnson. I'm good with Mingo staying if I see some effort more. Love about the team on the social media. If not, we can scat his 3rd year. I personally have zero faith in Mingo and dream I would draft Lad Monken to replace Thielen or draft Luke McCaffrey in the 5th rounds. Oh, that's DJ. Oh, my bad, dude. I skipped right over his name. Double OK. My bad. That's on me. That's on me. It's on me. I mean, hey, now that I mean, it's never out the cards in the draft for us to double down on the wide receiver. So I wouldn't take that out of context at all. To get a 5th year on a wide receiver is a huge compared to a 5th and a 6th pick swap for sure. Yeah, that's on me, double O Kane. That's on me. My bad, boy. My bad. All right, so the value, if you look at this from there's this chart out there. I've got to find it. Okay. But if you're looking at it from a value standpoint, the Panthers traded it was basically 2.5% of the value of the Panthers for that to move up. So what the value we had, we kind of lost the trade there around 2.5%. Some people believe that some people believe that there was a difference of 3.24% in the value. And some people, there was a whopping of 14% of value. It's a weird chart. But anyways, what did those values and those percentages really mean? Well, it's not a surprise. They gave away more picks than they gave more value in picks than they received, right? In just a little bit. I mean, I think it was a fair trade. I would have received if we could have done a 6 instead of a 7th, or instead of a 5th, but this is neither here nor there. I mean, the teams that are trading up always have to pay a premium to do so. The Panthers only paid a small premium to get a 5th-year option out of Legette's rookie contract, and potentially they beat out other suitors for that pick, which I think the Bills probably could have picked him. Some people are saying the Panthers could have gotten away with less, but this trade they made in the heat of the moment, in the end, 40 picks isn't a massive difference in the later rounds. Plus, after the half of the guys drafted after the 4th could end up in the undrafted free agency anyways. So especially if they're not taken by one team interested, the value of the trade to me is acceptable. The logic behind it is a little questionable for me, but the Panthers front office believe Legette has somewhere to be better than other potential picks. And only time will tell if it was a good decision. So if we're looking at Xavier Legette as a whole, okay, last season he hauled in 71 set passes. He had over 1,200 yards. Over 1,200 yards. And despite only above average target on a weak South Carolina team, because trust me, I watch every South Carolina game as a Gamecock fan. 9 touchdowns, but don't let that fool you. This guy's a beast. I mean, 6'1", 221. He's built like a tank, incredible speed, acceleration to boot. Legette's not just a one-trick pony. He's got reliable hands, physicality after the catch, point of attack, you name it. He does it well. His route tree does need a little bit of an upgrade, but other than that, he's a nightmare to tackle on the open field. And that's another reason why they went out to get him. You have to think about why they went out and got to excel. You got to think about the new hip drop tackle. These big wide receivers, big tight ends, bulldozer running backs, they're going to eat now because of that new hip drop tackle rule. So they went out and got a big wide receiver. Hey, prayers out to you, Chris, out there in Texas for a tornado warning. But hey, now it's not about what the vision is about him being AJ Brown or not. Okay, if he's AJ Brown, if he's DK Metcalf, great. But again, now you got to think about the reason why they went out and got this big physical guy. Not only is he going to work his ass off and he's a dog, but he's going to be hard to tackle with that new hip drop rule. People are not putting that into existence. I'm telling you right now, if you listen to me as a fantasy standpoint, take these 3 things this year in fantasy. Get the biggest running back who's the biggest power guy, so Derrick Henry. Go get you a George Kittle, and go get you a guy like DK Metcalf or A.J. Brown in wide receiver, and you'll win your fantasy league just because of that hip drop rule. And Zach's correct on that. He's the exact height and weight as A.J. Brown, but is faster. .221 and runs a 4.39. Okay. Could be. I mean, could he be the next A.J. Brown? He could be. Is he? We will find out. I have high hopes for him because I want him to succeed, because not only because he's a Gamecock, but now he's even on Panthers. He's been on 2 of my favorite teams in football. But if you look at this guy, man, he's got reliable hands. Like I said, physicality after the catch. He's a nightmare to tackle. But just remember that hip drop tackle, y'all have got to think about that from that standpoint. This guy's going to be tough to tackle from the hip drop rule. Plus, he's pretty good at returning kicks. He averages, when he was in South Carolina, he averaged 26.6 yards per return over the past 2 seasons. But the best thing about Legette is he's a downfield ball winner. And that's exactly what we need. Now, Bryce Young's got to get the ball there because he struggled with deep passes last season and completed only 22.8% of those. But with Legette on this team, the percentage could improve, and it should improve. He's great at hitting the high point of attack, especially downfield, and he wins in contested catches at least a good scenario amount. So again, they traded up for this guy simply because they needed to surround Bryce Young with more talent. And Legette brings a lot to the table. He's a raw, for sure player, and he's got all the tools to be a star in the NFL. And plus, he's joining a group of new stars on the Panthers. You got Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, Deontay Johnson. And you're hoping to turn this offense around after how dismal it was last season. It's a great move to trade up for him. Again, he's got the skill set. He's got the physique, the talent to be a game changer. Who knows? Hopefully he turns out to be, he talks like Randy Moss. Hopefully he plays like him. Exactly. Now you're seeing it. Exactly. Now you're seeing it. So Zach, thank you for the $1 donation, and Marcos, again, thank you for becoming a member. So obviously we this is going to be interesting. Let's talk about the day 2 picks now, guys. Let's talk about the day 2 picks. Okay. Obviously, recently we're at the day 2 picks. Tonight's the day 2 picks starts here in an hour. I'm going to be live here. After I get off this stream, I'm gonna head on over to another stream. I'm gonna take a little break so I can have a little bit of a breather, and then we're gonna get right back at it. Now projecting the Panthers day 2 picks for me now, it makes me wonder what the Panthers are going to do. Because because they've already made that first move, right? Getting Legette. So we have 39 and 65 tonight. What could they do? What the 2 picks might be? I mean, I think they should. I think they could go Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. Honestly, I didn't know if he would still be around by that time. And if he is, I wouldn't say it's a no-brainer. I would definitely take a look at him. Arizona is going to be in the market for a corner. They'll have plenty to choose from. At Dijon Falls to Carolina, there could be a phone call there because Arizona needs a corner. They might be calling our phone to say, hey, we need to move up because, there's already rumor out there that we could be taking Cooper DeJean. And if that gets to Arizona, they could be ringing our phone. There's teams that could still be ringing our phone. I mean, I still don't think the Raiders are, out of calling. I could see the Raiders calling us to go move up to go get Spencer Rattler. It wouldn't shock me. And could someone still explain to me though last night why Atlanta moved up to get Michael Penix? Could someone explain that to me? Chris is coming, says Ben Sinat said Van Pran will be our picks today. Kool-Aid JPJ still on the board for sure. Yo, Toxic Black, can you explain to me why y'all went and got Michael Penix Jr.? I really need to understand that. I need to understand that. Someone needs to explain it to me. Honestly, as for the third round, they could go Zach Frazier out of West Virginia. They could go Cedric Van Pran. They could maybe go tight end. I mean, but they need a tough, gritty center, okay? They need to have a guy that has the potential to learn and develop behind Corbett. And we know Dave Canales has talked about challenging this roster and even mentioned the center. Frazier would be a good fit, I think. I think Van Pran's a better fit because of the mobility and versatility he brings, especially into a wide zone scheme that we're going to be running here. So there's always that chance. But there's always that chance that Zach Frazier won't be available and Van Pran kind of just falls in our lap. But that would be the time for us to take him if they should go for it. Now, if we're looking at some draft picks, I mean, if we're looking, I'd like to see what's left. Is there a draft? I'm going to put players left in the NFL draft. I wonder if I can find a list. Best players remaining. Perfect. This is what I wanted. I don't need another StreamYard link. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm about to use. I'm about to use ESPN right now. All right, if we're looking at this from a standpoint, this is the rankings that they've got. They've got Cooper DeJean. All right, so for me, all right. So Cooper DeJean, I'm going to break these guys. Let's talk about Cooper DeJean real quick, since he's the first one I see here. All right, Cooper DeJean. What are we getting if we get Cooper DeJean? I think he's a flat-out ball player. I think he's the most versatile corner still available in this draft. He reminds me like a Kyle Hamilton. He can be thrown inside, thrown outside, even a deep safety. I think he'll produce well. I think DeJean, I think he pulled in, what does it say here? 7 interceptions? Does it give him his stats? I think he had something like that. It was like 7 interceptions, something close to that. But I think that was like over the 2 seasons, though. I don't think it was just last season alone. 3 of which he returned for a touchdown. So he's also going to be a factor on the punt return, bringing back 31 punts for an average of 13.1 yards per return. It's going to be surprising if it surprises me that he did make it out because of how much hype he was going to go in the first round. I'm surprised he made it out the first round. Kool-Aid McKinstry, I do like a lot too. This guy, many thought had no chance of slip. I thought this guy was another guy that had no chance of slipping down the second round. I mean, it's unlikely that he'll still be there. I think it's unlikely that he'll still be there at 39. But if somehow that happens, Dan Morgan won't take too long to turn that pick in, I don't think. I think McKinstry has an all-pro potential and will make an impact day one here. Another guy who's a corner, if I can find him. Enos Rakestraw out of Missouri. I'd like him too. This guy, he over the past 2 seasons at Missouri, he totaled, I think it was something over, I read like over 70 tackles. He had like 5 tackles for a loss, something crazy around like it was 10 plus passes defended. I mean, he was in that 10-20 range. And he had 1 interception. To me, when I watched his tape, he plays similar and like physically and swagger to how JC Horn is. He can be thrown on an island with confidence, and I think he'll do his job and win more one-on-one matchups than he loses. I think that he's that type of player. Some other guys I think we could look into is Edgerrin Cooper. I think this guy's going to be fantastic. I'm very high on Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. Although the Panthers don't necessarily need a linebacker, I will say it's not like the biggest need. It's definitely a need to add depth to that position. I think taking the best player available approach could lead them to take Cooper because he was all over the field last season. Okay, this guy notched over like 80 plus tackles. He had over 15 plus tackles for a loss, and I think he had 8 sacks, something like that. Those stats stick to me in my head, but he also had like 2 forced fumbles last year, recovered a fumble. So, big time playmaker out of Texas A&M. Another guy. See if I can pull up another one. Braden Fisk. I mean, we definitely want to add some, don't we want to add some, a big guy in there? I mean, he really stood out at the combine, didn't he? I mean, how well the guy moved for a big guy. I mean, he's a defensive version of Zach Frazier, playing with an edge and toughness that is hard to match over the last 2 years. He's racked up 21 tackles, for a loss and 12 sacks. It makes him a valuable addition to this team, especially in an interior pass rush. Now, again, guys, I'm telling you who they could target. Okay, so I'm not necessarily saying that these guys, I'm like, go ahead and go get him now. You know, I'm just saying these are the guys that I think that we could target. They got Jackson Powers Johnson at 23 here, and I don't even see Zach Frazier on this centers list. Now, there's JPJ there. They've got Zach Frazier right here. I mean, Frazier loves playing smash mouth football and bullying people. He was a wrestler. That's what his background runs, and it shows up on his tape. He played a massive role there in West Virginia. But then if you look at Jackson Powers Johnson, that's another guy. It's tough. It's a tough pick to pick between these centers, him, Van Pran, Zach Frazier. I don't think if you get any of these guys, you make a bad pick at center. Okay. I think Jackson Powers Johnson has the highest potential to be the day one starter as a center. But I think Cedric Van Pran out of Georgia is the better fit for the scheme here in Carolina. But I think Jackson Powers Johnson has everything to be a highly productive player at the next level. All right. Let's move on to another pick of my another guy I like on this board, and I saw him earlier. Where's he at? Well, Jazon Newton's there. I like him. But another guy I think is getting a little bit underrated is Mason Smith out of LSU. I like Mason Smith a lot, man. I think in Evero's defense, especially for Evero, he loves those big size guys on the defensive line. And I think he could add some more size to that group. He's 6'6", 315. I think Smith has positionally flexible. He has the positional flexibility, can offer pass rush presence. With a little bit of development. If we look at another guy, Marshawn Nealon from Western Michigan, Nealon's the best pass rusher left on the board. So he's likely to go pretty early in the second round. However, he has a lot of potential. He's still far from a finished product, but it's important for the Panthers to avoid forcing a pick out of need. And instead of focusing on finding players that fit there, they might take a chance on this kind of guy. You never know. And last but not least, I think this is a fan favorite. All right, the tight end, Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State. I will say this: I like him a lot. Although he might go late in the second round, there's a good chance that he could still be available when the Panthers are on the clock at 65. He's a versatile tight end that can line up in different positions. I'll give you that, including the backfield, out wide in the slot, attached to the O-line, the kind of versatility that could be valuable and a valuable asset to this team. So I do like these guys. There's a lot of versatility there. If I'm going for the vertical threat tight end, it's Jadavion Sanders all day, but no offense, this guy is not very good at blocking. He's not a good blocker at the tight end position. So, let's see if this comes up here. Oh, here it is. So obviously the Panthers, they picked up JC's Horn's 5th-year option. Now Horn, we all know, has had a bit of a rough time with injuries since he entered the league in 2021. He only played 22 out of the possible 51 games, in his past season he was limited to just 6 games due to a hamstring injury. But to me, when he gets on the field and he's healthy, he's a force to be reckoned with, and he's considered one of the top young corners in the NFL. He's definitely one of the best players on the field when he's out there. I think the Panthers clearly believe in Horn's potential, and they think he's a great fit for our team. And Dan Morgan said earlier this offseason that they want to build a roster of passionate, competitive players who love football, and Horn definitely fits the bill. So, of course, the big question mark here with Horn is his health. But can he stay healthy on the field? There's no doubt that he'll continue to be a key player for this team. He's a tough, physical, hungry winner. And that's exactly the player you're looking for. He wants to win. So I'm happy that they picked up JC Horn's 5th-year option. I've been wanting that for the longest time, and it's good stuff. So, 44 people watching, only 30 likes. You already know what to do. Yes, sir. Pound that like button. 50 people watching. We got 9 on Twitter, 41 on YouTube. So, let's pull this up real quick. All right, Q&A. We'll finish it up with that. Q&A. Other than JPJ, who you want at 39? Good question. I would probably say if Kool-Aid McKinstry's there, I'm taking Kool-Aid. It's between Kool-Aid. I mean, this is tough for me, man. Like, it's between Kool-Aid and JP. I mean, if JPJ is there, of course, it's JPJ, Kool-Aid. Feel like maybe they go edge rusher here and get a guy like Adiza Isaac out of Penn State or Chris Broswell. I mean, those guys are definitely beneficial to this team. I probably say my top two though. If Kool-Aid, McKinstry, or JPJ there, that would be my top two at 39. Glad we picked his fifth up. Been my favorite player since Luke. Yeah, and I have his jersey too. Well, other than JPJ, a corner is the only other option in my opinion, for sure. Please, Kool-Aid, fall, man. I feel you. I don't know if you already talked about this, but I saw that players can wear that helmet sponge thing during games this year. I don't even know. I have no idea. I have no idea, Marcos. The helmet sponge thing while playing in during games. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. That's interesting, though, if that's true. I saw that too. Padded helmets during the games is wild. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. I feel like if Kool-Aid is there, we pass on JPJ. I don't know, Parks. I'm not going to say that's going to be the case. I think that I mean, you might be right on that because I could see them wanting to get another corner to help out JC. And of course, obviously add depth to that position because we don't know if JC Horn's going to stay healthy, even though they picked up his fifth year's option. So maybe we get some good luck in that aspect of things. But I do think that, getting JPJ. Wow, Zach already put it in there for me. Appreciate that, Zach. I'll have to read on that. To reduce player at risk and continue driving innovations in equipment, technology and Guardian caps have been authorized for in-game use this season. Hear more at NFL Chief Medical Officer Dr. Alan Sills. Wow. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. That's crazy, Mocha and Marcos. That is crazy. Those things that 7-on-7 people wear, yep. Yes, it was reported on an hour ago. You can wear padded helmets. That is crazy. I did not know that. Max Mellon or Kyrie Jackson are the other good options at 65 if we pass on Kool-Aid. Yeah, I mean, if they take JPJ, I mean, if it's me, I'm taking Max Melton. He's a way better corner. The problem with Kyrie Jackson for me is a character issue. I do like TJ Champa as well. If that corner from Iowa is there, I'll run to the booth and turn that ticket in. TJ Tampa out of Iowa State's another good one. I put that on Bryce in a heartbeat. Make sure he doesn't get hurt, right? You want to keep him upright, don't you? You want to keep him upright. I like them both. Yes. Guys, make sure you pound the like button. I'm going to be live here at 6:50. But right before the draft starts. So just giving you a clear heads up. 41 people watching, 53 votes, and only 35 likes. Make sure you pound that like button. Do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button. This has got to be the same Bears fan that has come into my live stream multiple times. You have Ishan. You must be a Bears fan. Yep. Ishan again. Ishan, I'm going to ban you. Smell you later. Bye-bye, Ishan. Ishan went bye-bye. Bears fans are annoying. Yep, that's why I like that Italian center. Oh, Bortiolioni from Wisconsin. Bears fans are annoying. They are. What would be funny is if the Bears go 2-15. I mean, I don't need you to come into my live stream and tell me thank you. Like you did something. Your team did something. You didn't do anything. I'm gonna laugh if Caleb Williams just goes out there and shits the bed. Yeah, I'm all about Ben Sinnott. I'm not opposed to going to get him. Again, guys, I don't think that us trading back is still out the question. I think I could see Dan Morgan still trying to push back to get some extra draft capital so he can get every guy he wants, or at least has a chance to. I still believe that he still tries to push that. If I was a Bears fan, I'd probably be more worried about my quarterback wearing nail polish. Well, again, I said it last night, Parks. I said it last night. If this guy goes out there and balls out like Patrick Mahomes, then I will not bash the kid anymore about his pink phone and his nail polish. Trade back and try to get a third rounder. I mean, I try to see, the thing is I can see us still trying to trade back. I mean, a scenario, for example, still can be, if I use a mock draft simulator real quick. I wonder what the mock draft simulator is going to do if I did it. We'll just do 5. So I'm wondering if I just did a mock trying to get a damn center and got Zach Frazier, but missed out on Kyrie Jackson, Ray Davis. Sinnott at 65. I would love to trade back, and Morgan mentioned this today. Yeah, I think Dan Morgan may trade back if the player he wants is not at 39, honestly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's out the question. Oh, so they did the actual. So that's cool. So we got the actual here. So now we're at, look, we got 39, 65, 101, 200. Where's my other one? No. Let's do that. Now we've got 39, 65, 101, 142, 200, 240. All right, let's see. Wait, what did I have the settings on? Oh, I just didn't start the draft. Oh, okay. I see. So let's see if we start the draft, who the Bills take. Okay, that was quick. Bills, took Cooper DeJean. Jazier Newton. Okay, Jax Bowers Johnson's gone. Kool-Aid McKinstry's gone. So then you're stuck with either Zach Frazier. All right, tight ends wise. Ben Sinnott's at 105 still. They still got him ranked at 105. You go with Zach Frazier. Or you take Mike St. Strell, which I don't think you take any of them. I think that if this house it pans out, you trade back. Another Anthony Davis. God, another Bears fan. Bye-bye. I'll just keep banning them. I will just keep banning every Bears fan that comes in here. They're literally going out of their way to create their own accounts. A new account after I ban them. They're literally going out of their way. Bears fans are literally going out of their way to create an account after I ban them once, to then ban them again. They're literally going out of their way because they have nothing else better to do in their life, but yet to come in my channel and to say thank you about something. They just get banned. I'm just going to continue banning you. Like, when are you going to stop? When are you going to stop? All right. So this is where you trade back. Now, we do have a trade here. It says the Bills are interested to trade. That would be funny. So what if the Bills trade us 60, 69? You would have to give me like a lot for 39 if you only had this left. So I don't even think that's even possible. I don't even think that's possible. So I think here I would just like, for me personally, if I'm trying to trade, I'd see if the Raiders are still interested to do something like this. Oh, they're not going to do that. What about that? I mean, that's what I would love, but I doubt that happens because I mean, I doubt we would get that many picks. I doubt we would get that many picks. Alex Melton's gone. Jalen Polk. I doubt they give us that many picks for that, just that one. Though. I mean, I think if that's how the board plays out, let's see. Let me try this again. So we're talking about 2 and 3. All right, if we start this board, right? Bills, okay, they took Jazon Newton. Okay, Donia. I mean, maybe the Bills do try to call us up. Maybe the Bills try to call us up. I mean, maybe the Bills do try to call us up here. Cincinnati at 49. That could be another one. You could probably get there 49, 97, and 115 for 39. Or maybe 149. Could be a possibility. 49 or 97. Oops, she grabbed her key. I mean, 52. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a intriguing one. That would be insane if we could get that. 50 and 53. I doubt they accept this trade, though. Yeah. You'd probably have to get 120, 161, or go 120 and like a future 5th or future 3rd, something like that. I'm just throwing shits in here. Oh my God. Anthony Davis, get a fucking life. You fucking cocksucker. Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of my chat. Can you make the camera smaller? You can't see the pics? Oh, you meant over here. Oh, I see what you're saying, Parks. Let me see what I can do here. Just ordered my Legette jersey. That's sick. There's no way. For pre-order. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll see. I was just trying to see what we could do. I mean, again, if it falls like something like this, I think if these Kool-Aid and Jackson Powers Johnson go, I think if both of these guys go, Jackson Powers Johnson and Kool-Aid McKinstry go, I think that the Panthers trade back if it's something like this. So that's what I think. So. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break. Going to be live again at 6:50. I'm going to grab some dinner and then grab a couple drinks, grab a little cocktails, get them together. And then we'll be live. I'll be live at 6:50. So hope to see y'all there. We're going to watch the draft together. I'll give you my reaction and we'll go from there. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button, subscribe. As always, I'm out of here. Peace.